Okay, let's just jump right into this because today we are tackling a really huge idea. What if reality isn't something that just happens to you? What if the universe isn't shaped by chance or luck or some force out there, but by the one thing you have absolute control over, your own mind?
And that right there, that's the core idea from the mystic Neville Goddard that we're diving into. Think of it as a philosophy that completely flips our understanding of cause and effect upside down. The idea is that everything you experience out there in your world is just a projection of what's happening in here, in your consciousness.
So let's start with a feeling that I think we all know. That sense that we're kind of powerless, right? Just reacting to whatever life throws at us.
I mean, this really hits home, doesn't it? From the time we're kids, we're basically taught that the world outside is the real reality and our feelings are just a response to it. We're conditioned to believe we're at the mercy of things we can't control. And you can hear it in the way we talk. Just think about how often you hear or even say phrases like these. According to this teaching, every single time we say "if only," we're basically admitting that we don't understand our own power. We're putting the cause for everything outside of ourselves, just waiting for the world to change so we can finally be happy.
But what if that entire way of thinking is completely backward? This brings us to the biggest paradigm shift in this whole philosophy. Get ready for this.
Look at this. This simple flip changes everything. We normally think, I'll get the promotion, then I'll feel successful. But this hidden law says, nope, that's not how it works. You have to feel successful first, right now, in your own heart, and then the promotion has no choice but to show up. Your inner feeling literally creates the outer world.
So here's the key takeaway. Consciousness is the one and only reality. You can't change your reflection by yelling at the mirror, right? Or by trying to physically move the reflection. It's pointless. You have to change the thing that's casting the reflection, you. If your life is reflecting lack, you have to project abundance from the inside.
And I love this metaphor because it makes it so clear. Every single thing in your reality today, the good and the bad, it all started as a little thought seed that you planted and watered in your mind. You just can't sow seeds of doubt and expect to reap a harvest of success. It's a law.
Okay, so that's the theory, and it's a big one. But how do we actually do this? How do we go from just understanding this idea to actually applying it in our lives? Let's get into the practical side of things. To make this really concrete, let's look at a real-world example. So there was this man, totally broke, no job prospects, and he felt completely hopeless. All he could see were his external facts, and they were screaming failure at him. But instead of fighting the outside world, he was told to change his inside world. So in his imagination, he didn't just wish for a job, he started to assume the feeling of already having one. He walked around feeling like an employed man. And by living in that inner state, the outer world had to rearrange itself to match. His success wasn't some random miracle, it was just the law playing out perfectly.
Okay, so this is the question, right? And it's a great one. If this were true, why don't all our fantasies and daydreams just pop into existence? This is the key difference that makes this a real discipline, not just wishful thinking.
Here it is. Idle thoughts, the ones that just float around in our heads, they're powerless. They're like seeds thrown on pavement, but thoughts that you deliberately direct, and, this is the most important part, you clothe in feeling. Those are the ones that have power. When you can actually feel the reality of your wish being fulfilled, that thought drops from your head into your heart, and that's where it becomes a belief that changes things.
And this ancient wisdom says it all. Notice, it doesn't say, as a man thinketh in his head. The heart, in this sense, is like the workshop of creation. It's the place where a simple thought gets supercharged with feeling and starts its journey into becoming your reality.
So here it is, the actual playbook. 4 simple steps. First, you gotta know exactly what you want. Be specific. Second, you imagine it with so much feeling that it feels real right now. Third, and this is the hard part, you have to stay loyal to that feeling no matter what your senses are telling you. And fourth, you completely let go of how it's gonna happen. You have to trust the universe to handle the delivery.
See, your job isn't to figure out the path. Once you truly assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the universe starts to build what's called a bridge of incidents. These are events that look totally normal and natural. A chance meeting, a random phone call, an idea that pops into your head, but they're all perfectly orchestrated to lead you right to your goal.
And all of this leads us to the final, and honestly, the most mind-blowing part of this whole idea,
understanding who you really are in this grand scheme of things.
You are the operant power. Let that sink in for a second. You're not a victim, you're not a beggar pleading with the universe. You are the very cause of everything that happens in your life. The universe isn't some separate god you have to convince. It's just a perfectly responsive mirror that you command with your state of being.
And the engine for all of this creation, it's your own awareness of being. And it's expressed in the two most powerful words in any language, I am. In this teaching, I am is the name of God. And whatever you attach to those two words, you are commanding into existence.
Now, this law works impartially. It doesn't judge you. So if you consistently feel and believe, I am weak or I am poor, you are literally commanding weakness and poverty to be your reality. And the universe just says, okay, your wish is my command.
But the reverse is just as true. And this is where the freedom is. When you have the courage to claim, I am prosperous, or I am healthy, and you truly feel the reality of that statement in your heart, you are planting a powerful new seed. You are commanding a brand new reality to be born. So this brings it all right back to you in this very moment. Take a second and really think about it. What are the silent inner I ams that you're repeating to yourself all day long? Because whatever they are, you are building your future with them.
And that's really the ultimate point of all this. This isn't just about getting more stuff. It's about waking up to your true nature. You were never meant to be a slave to your circumstances. You were designed to be the ruler of your own reality.
The power is yours. It always has been. The mirror of the universe is just sitting there, waiting for you to project a new, more wonderful image of yourself. So the only question left is, what will you command?